Welcome. We're at the Boundary Dam Power Plant and Carbon Capture Facility. A lot of stuff goes on in this big building here behind me to bring CO2 out of the coal that we burn to generate power in Saskatchewan down to this compressed CO2 pipe. What we're looking at here is the final product of a lot of work and technology that goes on behind me to bring this supercritical or highly compressed CO2 to market and to the Aquistore site. My name is Eric Nickel. I'm the Director of Operations at the PTRC, and today I'd like to take you on a tour of Aquistore and show you what we do with this CO2. All right, so remember that pipe that we were standing next to at the plant that went underground and comes out here at the Aquistore site, 3.5 kilometers approximately straight west of the plant. And what's important about this site? Well, the main thing is that well over there. What you're seeing with this well is a very typical oil field disposal well with a lot of extra stuff attached to it. Remember how I said we're 3.5 kilometers from Boundary Dam? Well, this well also goes down 3.5 kilometers to the Deadwood Formation. It's a Cambrian sandstone formation that's able to take all this fluid. So when we drilled this well, we put casing in, and that casing is like a big straw down into the middle of the earth. Within that casing, picture another tube. And that's what carries the CO2 down to the very bottom of the well, where it goes through the perforations in the casing into the Deadwood Formation. So at the Aquistore site, we have a grid that's 2.5 kilometers wide by 2.5 kilometers long of 630 geophones. What's a geophone? Well, this is a geophone. It is essentially a ground microphone. It's for measuring sound waves or waves of activity within the ground. We have these buried at a depth of about 20 meters, and at the other end of them is a recorder and a battery that looks kind of like this. And these things are always listening. They're listening for seismic activity that may be induced by the activity of injecting the CO2. But more often we use these geophones to gain a picture of seismic waves that we generate ourselves using dynamite on surface to generate pictures of the plume underground. We are exactly 154 meters away from the injection well at what we call the observation well. The wellhead looks not unlike the one for the injection well, but it's covered by this fiberglass beehive, as it's called. We utilize this well to be able to view the reservoir from some distance away from the injection well. With this well, we can do various logging runs to view the passage of CO2 and the changes in CO2 concentration in the reservoir. We can measure pressure in there and see what the reservoir pressure is away from the injection site. We can also hang geophones down there to gather seismic information, and all sorts of other things like gravity and seismic sources can be done by accessing the reservoir via this well. I hope you guys have learned a little bit about what it takes to monitor a site like this, what it takes to assure the public of its safety, and what it takes to assure the regulators and everyone else about the security of the CO2 that's underground here. We have a lot of systems on the go, and it's all managed by the PTRC and our network of experts who take this data in, we study it, we compile it, we put it into models, and we represent it to the academic community, to the public, to regulators, and to Aquistore partners. And I think this is a very important step in CCUS to have everything as open and as verified as possible. And what we've been able to accomplish here is one of the first of its kind in Canada and indeed the world for being able to show the kind of information that can only be gained through actually doing this.